Welcome to another edition of Chart Talk. I'm Tony Ogorek. I'm here with Jeff Viksjo. And Jeff, today we're going to be talking about the market and whether the market rally we've had for the first half of this year is a bear market trap or could be the real deal. So we've got a few charts that may help to answer this question. Let's take a look at the first one, which deals with Google searches for the term bull market.
Yeah, so just an interesting look at, what are people searching for on Google, and the word, bull market is really shooting up now. Tony, we've actually just entered a bull market, which means we've risen 20% off of the bottom. You could see the last time that happened was right during COVID, when the stock shot up again, that they reached a bull market, I think about midsummer in 2020. So is it a sign, Tony, is it a contra-indicator, as we call it, that maybe retail investors who aren't as sophisticated are coming into the market and they'll be sort of the last buyers, and maybe this will be the top?
Yeah, good point, Jeff. Let's take a look at the next chart. This one takes a look at valuation levels, and essentially it's how much people are willing to pay for a dollar of earnings. And in the past, we found that when the crowd psychology is just very, very bullish, they're willing to pay a lot for something because they think it's just going to continue to go up, hence momentum investing. So what do we see in this chart in regard to that?
Yeah, after the sell-off that we experienced in 2022, Tony, at the start of this year, we said stocks were cheaper, but not cheap, because they're basically just approaching the average valuation over this time span. But the stock market has taken off this year, and stocks are definitely not cheap anymore.
Yeah, that is the case. And again, it's like any other asset. You're buying a house, anything else. If you're buying at the wrong price point, it's going to be very difficult to make money over time. Let's take a look now at our final chart, which I think is really sort of a stunner, although I love all these. And this one takes a look at the NASDAQ bubble compared to where we are today. And it's just really sort of eerie what we see, isn't it?
Yeah, the red line is just how expensive the top 10 biggest stocks are. And the yellow and the gray are basically everything else. And you could see that those top 10 stocks are really driving everything. You might make a case that everything else, besides those top 10, the other 490 in the S&P 500 are actually cheap. But when you look at those top 10, NVIDIA's, the Microsofts, they're driving everything.
Yeah. So interesting, we had the global financial crisis, which is right in the middle there. You see that the top 10 stocks really weren't, doing anything different than the market was doing. But boy, when you look at the NASDAQ bubble and the leadership, in the top 10 stocks there, and you look at the leadership today, it really does give one pause in terms of what's going to be happening next. So thank you, Jeff, and thank you for listening to this latest edition of Chart Talk.